So before I begin with Idi Amin, I'm just going to give you his full title. His Excellency, President for Life, Field Marshal Al-Haji Dr. Idi Amin Dada, VC DSO MC, Lord of all the beasts of the earth and fishes of the seas, and conqueror of the British Empire in Africa in general, and Uganda in particular. I should also mention what it says on his Wikipedia page under children. 43, and in brackets, estimate. And there is a rumour, I don't know if it's true, but apparently the man ate his wife. He is definitely one of the most insane leaders to ever exist. Just look at the man. Classic dictator. He's got that classic dictator hat, all the medals and everything. You could bet he didn't earn all of them, but still. He definitely owns his look. So Idi Amin was the president of Uganda from 1971 to 1979. And as far as dictators go, you could say he is just your typical African warlord. He wasn't a fascist or a communist. You could say his ideology was just me, being the lord of the beasts of the earth and the fishes of the seas. And as you'd expect from most dictatorships, Idi Amin's government was marked with various human rights abuses, ethnic persecution and political repression, mass extrajudicial killings. He is estimated to have killed between 100 and 300,000 people. And when we start going into African dictators, we are getting into mutilation territory. He was very much a let's chop people up kind of person. The man literally used to boast about eating human flesh. And prior to Uganda getting its independence from the British Empire, Idi Amin did actually serve in the British Army. And in his time in both the British and Ugandan army, he was very athletic, even so much as becoming a light heavyweight boxing champion in 1951 to 1960. Doesn't really surprise me, really. I mean, when you look at him, he's 6'4", and he looks like he could pack a punch. And classic dictator move. Towards the end of his presidency, he decided to pick a fight with Tanzania, flex his imperial muscle somewhat. But this was mainly due to a split in the Ugandan army. In 1977, he promoted General Mustafa Adrisi to vice president. I've probably butchered his name. And there was a split in the Ugandan army, people who were loyal to Amin and people loyal to Adrisi. Fighting broke out and some of the rebels escaped across the Tanzanian border, and that's when Idi Amin decided to start fighting Tanzania. Some say he directed this war to distract people at home from the shit that was going on under his leadership. And despite help from the Palestinian Liberation Organization and Gaddafi in Libya, his invasion was ultimately a failure and Tanzania counterattacked. And eventually, Idi Amin was forced out of leadership and he fled to Saudi Arabia, where he more or less remained in exile, did various interviews, never ever apologised for any of the brutality that he did under his regime, regularly used to insist that Uganda needed him. He ended up in a coma in 2003 due to kidney failure and passed away.